Hi lads, welcome back to the channel. This is Alpha Omega occasionally. I hate ignorance. I can't stand it. It's one of the most pathetic human traits. I know not everyone is knowledgeable about everything, but there's general knowledge that most people should be aware of if they've been through any kind of education. This isn't just about Thai ignorance, but this is also about ignorance from Europeans. And I'll distance myself from the term farang. I'm fed up using that term because that's an ignorant term. And the people who say that farang is not an offensive word, and I've said this a million times, they are ignorant too. I could say that Thailand is ignorance personified. I could also say that certain people in Ireland are ignorance personified. I could say that for any country. I tell you, the thing that spurred me on to make this video was last night I was standing by the pool. Harry was playing in the pool with two other kids, two Thai kids. And there was three ladies in their mid-30s, let's say. Two of them seemed to be the parents of either one of two of the kids, and one of them was just a friend or whatever. But Harry was playing away, and one of them said to me, "Look, Pratea Rai," or words to that effect. In other words, "What country is your son from?" I said, "What?" "He's fucking Thai, you stupid woman." But I didn't say that. I said, "He's Thai, he was born here." I had to go on and say his mother is Thai, and obviously I'm not able to say that. And she said, "What country are you from?" And I said, "Ireland." And she goes, "Iceland," as they all say, because they can't pronounce "er." And I said, "No, Ireland." And I said, "Ireland." And she repeated Ireland, and she looked at her friend bemused and said, "Ireland?" And they said in Thai they'd never heard of that place. They know about Iceland with a population of about 300,000, but they've never heard of Ireland with a population of over 7 million. And before I get corrected, the island of Ireland has a population of over 7 million. How is it that Thais are so goddamn ignorant about the outside world? But before you say that I'm being negative and labelling the Thais, it's not being negative, it's an observation. I'm stating a fact. I know Irish people who go on holiday to Pattaya on an annual basis or even twice a year. And I know more than one who never leaves Pattaya when they come to Thailand. They have no idea of what's outside, say, the city limits of Pattaya, because they fly into Bangkok, they get a taxi straight down to Pattaya, and they get a taxi back on their way home and get out of Thailand via Bangkok. That's bloody ignorance, and that's Irish people. But there's also plenty of British people that do the same thing, and God knows how many other, like the Russians, for example. You see, the Russians down in Pattaya, in their hotels in Jomtien with their families, and they're quite entitled to do it. But all they do, hotel, beach, beach, hotel, hotel, beach, beach, hotel, like what the Brits do and did in Benidorm and the south of Spain. They don't know anything about Spanish culture. All they know about is the holiday resort. The Russians don't know anything about Thai culture. All they know is the holiday resort, and it goes for the rest of them as well. People say or criticise me for saying that this is the real Thailand. I've heard other people say or criticise me by saying how foolish I am, and that's being polite. I'm being polite. Why do I say this is the real Thailand? As soon as you get off the plane and step on the ground, you're in the real Thailand. No, you're not. I'm talking, see, that's ignorance. I'm talking about culture. If you're in Pattaya or Phuket or any of those places, That's not really Thai culture. It's not the real Thailand. How can you be so simplistic by not deliberately misunderstanding what I'm talking about when I say the real Thailand? This is the real Thailand. There's no go-go bars here. There's no all the rest of it. You know what I'm talking about. So the people who don't understand what I mean when I say the real Thailand, they're just displaying their ignorance. Jay Leno, everyone knows Jay Leno. He did The Late Show or Saturday Night Live. I forget which one it was, but you know what I mean. And it must be 20 years ago now, if not more, he stood outside a university or a college in New England somewhere, maybe Massachusetts, maybe New York, I don't know, I'm not sure, but that general area. And he asked college students general knowledge questions, and we're talking major ignorance here. He asked one girl what language would she be speaking or hearing if she went to Britain, and her reply was, this is the truth, her reply was British, in a raised intonation, meaning it was a question, British. And he said, British, huh? And he said to her, can you speak British? And she said, no. Now, what do you think that is? Is that not ignorance? And more recently on American entertainment late night shows, they ask people in the street or on the street to point out countries on a map, and of course it's a blank map. It just has the geographical outlines of the countries, and they can't do it. They can't find Canada. One guy pointed to Alaska and said it was North Korea or something. I'm not sure, but he definitely didn't say it was Alaska. Ignorance is abound, and it really, really defies logic. It absolutely defies logic. You might say I'm ignorant. Maybe I am. But I can have a fair bash at naming 50 states of the US. I'm not going to go through the whole 50 because it'll take too long. But I'll start up at the top. I'm trying to visualise it. Now, I could be wrong, but bear with me because I'm not from the States. We've got Maine, Rhode Island, New York, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Vermont, North Dakota, South Dakota, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia. What's on the other side of New York? Anyway. Kentucky, Kansas, Ohio, Wyoming, California, Washington, Oregon, New Mexico. Is New Hampshire a state? Yeah, probably is. So look, I've gone through a fair few of them there. I'm not ignorant. It really defies logic. It defies all logic in the 21st century. I'm not just singling out the Thais, as I have proved it there, but I'm living in Thailand and I experience it in Thailand, how goddamn ignorant they are about the outside world. And the worst thing is, they don't give a damn. My Thai wife doesn't know where Ireland is after 12 years of marriage, and her son is an Irish passport. I told you this before. If you're a long-standing viewer to the channel, I asked her on a map. She pointed to Las Malvinas off the coast of Argentina, and she thought that was Ireland, but she didn't even think. She just pointed to Las Malvinas. I'm not British. I don't call it the other name. I call it Las Malvinas, because that's what it is. It belongs to Argentina. Anyway, we're not getting political here. That's my take on ignorance. And it is ignorant. It is ignorant to an extent. I'd say this. It is ignorant to an extent to assume that one country can have jurisdiction over a part of another country. That's bloody ignorance. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this little rant, but it really does piss me off. And a lot of people would say that I'm ignorant because I put my feet up on the table and I made a video about it. Guess what? I took that video down because I realised I was wrong. And thank you for pointing that out to me. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like button, the share button, subscribe button. Do all those wonderful things. And I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me.